I am so keeping that pre-recorded part around for audience to hear.
Anyway, welcome back to Final Fantasy What the Fuck. So now we're visiting how the hell do you pronounce this?
Archylte.
Whatever, whatever, it's the Wildlands from the next game. Like, I'm not even kidding. They literally took these assets and reused them in the Wildlands of the next game.
Yeah. Basically, Jova, it's pretty... Remember that big area of Polso that we visited in the first game? The one with all the killer monsters and the tortoise and stuff? Yeah. It's the same one, and basically they use a special gimmick that makes you kind of like visit that 3 times or something. You'll see.
Wow, we're still loading!
The loading screen fucking stops.
You know what's interesting? Might as well put this up. Okay, since Dwibs was so generous, quote-unquote, to give me Final Fantasy XIII-2 on Steam, I got to try out the PC, supposedly enhanced version. Guess, okay, it's just like Durante says. For those who don't know, Durante is the master of PC patches, basically.
Reviews.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Patches, okay.
Yeah, basically, he's the guy who's basically picking up the slack for shitty...
He's the one that fixed it on day 1 games like Dark Souls or Tales of Symphonia.
Basically, Jova, the PC port of Tales of Symphonia sucks so bad, and Durante was able to fix most of the problems in just 15 minutes. Yes, yeah. Apparently Namco Bandai couldn't spare 15 minutes to fix the visual problems.
Oh, you'd be surprised, Pedro. We have a lot of that going on at Steam. So, oh my god, I recognize those monsters from Final Fantasy
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I'm still using these. Yeah. Noel is using the Black Mage outfit, and Sarah's using the
White Mage.
Yeah.
Basically, now the steppe, the big area, is now inhabited by hunters of all people.
So there you go. Remember how in the first game everything was a hallway? There you go. Now I have a wide open area. Here's the problem, though. There's nothing to do in it.
Where are the invisible walls?
No, there's no invisible walls, Shiroi, but to make up for the lack of invisible walls, we have... Look at this. Just like Ren Pulse, it's a giant, open field with nothing to do in it aside from killing monsters.
And a murky gray sky. So, Pedro, you were saying something about the PC port?
Yeah, basically, the PC port of this game, I played it recently, and don't worry, it's definitely not a problem with my PC, because my PC can run so much shit. My PC can run Sonic Generations PC flawlessly. So that pretty much guarantees that my PC is...
you're one of the lucky ones.
Chips!
But yeah, go on.
Yeah. Basically, I'm playing the game. Here's the thing, too. Not only... Okay, the frame rate is over 30. Yes, it is. However, it's very inconsistent. Like, it keeps the... Like, for example, when you see the CGI cutscenes... Okay, fine. For the CGI cutscenes, I can understand having a lower frame rate, because those cutscenes were specifically made as a lower frame rate. But trust me, it's really jarring when you switch from a CGI cutscene to a in-game cutscene, because the frame rate immediately increases, and it's like, whoa. Like, there's...
Oh yeah, that's how PC games unfortunately tend to be.
And in the gameplay...
Well, it goes to show that this game wasn't designed for PC in the first place.
And in the gameplay, the frame rate is actually very inconsistent. It's always around 40, sometimes 60, sometimes 50. It's always jumping around. And there is already someone who created an FPS unlocker that consistently caps the frame rate at 60. The problem is that making that causes the game to have visual problems, because the game is not expecting the frame rate to be at 60 in certain parts. So yeah, inconsistent frame rate. Also, for some reason, in certain cutscenes, the cutscenes sometimes go blurry. Like, the graphics literally go blurry for some reason. I have no idea
that reason. That's because of the frame rate clashing with the system it was oriented for. It depends on what settings you have, and trust me, with PC, it can be incredibly random. But it sounds like you've got a case.
You know what's interesting? When I go to the options thing, the thing gives me all those options to use, and it literally tells me, and I quote, "Please select the options that are more appropriate for your PC." Why can't this application detect my computer's specifications and change the settings accordingly? Like,
that's the one problem I have with PC
just to give you an idea, Shiroi. I have a game called XIII-2, which is a game from 1994, made for Windows 3.1. This was before Windows 95 even, and it has and its installation program has a thing where it detects your graphics card, how powerful it is. It detects how fast your CD-ROM drive is. It detects how much memory you have. It literally detects how good or bad your PC is, and if it's good enough to run the game. So why can a 1994 game scan my computer's hardware to check if it's good enough, and not a 2015 PC port?
Maybe, maybe Steam were greedy and their answer to that was the Steam machine.
So yeah, audience, you know what? Screw the PC ports. I'm just doing the PS3 versions. After all, these games were made for the PS3, so we'll just keep doing them here.
Yep, like I said, that's the only problem I have with PC gaming is that you have to adjust your computer settings.
The frame rate may be at 30, but at least it's consistent.
So
well, most of the time. Sometimes this game has some pretty choppy frame rate in certain instances, but whatever. Go ahead, Jova.
So basically, from what I've heard and from what you've told me, it sounds like basically the PC port is technically an improvement, but it's definitely something where you want to have a PC that's ready to handle a heck of a ton of madness on it.
No, it's not just that, Jova. Durante, it's not
that you can definitely... Hold on, let me finish. You can also definitely tell that this game wasn't meant with PC in mind. All right, go on.
Well, according to Durante, and he is, of course, the highest authority when it comes to that, he said that the reason is because the port is just poorly optimized. No, it doesn't matter, even if you have the most powerful computer in the world, the port is just poorly optimized. So there's no way around it, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, great, that'll hit traffic.
It's like that one guy that managed to...
correctly, he said, well, that in time, Square-Enix actually improved in making PC ports. For example, from what I gathered, the port of Dragon Quest Heroes is incredibly good, apparently.
Yeah, what's interesting is that
the PC port of Final Fantasy VII got better and better too.
And that's surprising considering it's made by Tecmo Koei, a company that is notorious for making terrible PC ports. Yeah. So that's the oxymoron right there. Yeah,
basically, what's interesting is that I'm playing. I have Final Fantasy VII on my PS4, which is basically a port of the Steam version, the uncompressed graphics version that we have on Steam. It's also on PS4
that
too.
That took up a lot of space on my PC.
It's 4 gigabytes. So that's because Shiroi, unlike the PS1 version, the graphics are completely uncompressed. Because in order to fit the game into free PS1 discs, they had to compress the graphics. Yeah. Basically.
Didn't you say they had to redraw most of the backgrounds too? And
yeah, they did.
That apparently will be also for Final Fantasy IX. That's why apparently it's waiting 20 gigabytes.
When did they announce that they're redrawing the backgrounds?
No, they're not redrawing the backgrounds, Joe. What they're doing is they're taking the original assets as they were originally made and just putting them right there without any kind of compression. Because in the PS1 versions, they have to compress the assets in order to...
that's the thing, Joe. Back in the day, those assets were hand-drawn because, RPG logics and stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyway,
well, that's good, because
in the meantime, for this piece of shit, basically, these hunters are pretty much assholes, and they're asking us complete strangers to do chores.
Oh, this guy. Oh, okay, guys. You know what? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, behold the most boring, completely underwhelming, and unimpressive task ever in an RPG. We have to go.
A bit more specific with this game.
We have to go into to find free sheep and take wool from them. That's right. That's our goal right now. To get wool from sheep.
That's something from an MMO, not from...
I would rather go to town right now, get that PS3, get Sonic 06 and walk that bloody dog.
I agree.
Oh, you're gonna get 06 for the PS3?
I still have my copy, I think.
Oh, okay.
See, here's what I don't get. Why not make something exciting about the sheep? Like, I don't know, maybe make a meat-eating sheep, so you have to actually fight and defend yourself against them. Oh, wait, no, that concept's already been done and better.
By the way, Jova...
There's an entire movie around that concept.
Good point. It could be worse. It could be an escort mission with the ships.
By the way, Jova, I know this is... By the way, Jova... Okay.
So basically a parody of whale stereotype?
By the way, Joe, I know this is off topic, but that won't be long. You never answered me in the chat. Shall I record the DLC of that of Heavy Rain and Beyond?
Well, it depends, because I think I might be able to get the last 2 parts of Ace Attorney recorded by tomorrow. So then straight after that, I may just head straight into JFA, so we may not have to resort to that.
Alright then, there we go then.
That said, go ahead and record them, just so that we have a safety net.
Alrighty then. There you go, guys. We got rough wool. Yay!
Although
Also
I've got
sheep.
quite a chance ahead of me. After
So,
I finish up
we gonna make lamb chops?
So
now,
let me get
or-
okay. So allow me to put this in perspective with the previous RPG we were doing before this. The previous RPGs were before this. In Stick of Truth, we had to enter Clyde's fortress so we could take the stick from him in an awesome battle against Nazi zombies. In Ni no Kuni, we had to enter Shadar's castle and try and figure out the secrets of Oliver's origins once and for all. In here,
Heck,
we're
you know what?
fucking
I'm
talking
even gonna go a
sheep.
step- Hey Pedro, I'm even gonna I'm even gonna go a step beyond that. There were actually fun fetch quests in Ace Attorney 5. That was a visual novel.
I never had any problem with the fetch stuff in this attorney, honestly.
Pedro.
No,
That's what I'm
it's comparing
saying.
them in a positive way.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah, that's
back
what I'm saying.
here!
I mean, basically, even the Ace Attorney series has more fun fetch quests with more exciting rewards. I mean, not to put down Ace Attorney, it's an amazing series, but when an RPG can't match up a visual novel / point and click.
Oh,
/
Jova.
adventure game
But
when it
just
comes to that-
you wait till the next game, because the next game is full of side quests like this. Like seriously,
Yeah.
I think
Do
Game
we
Tru-
have to actually do them?
Yes, we have.
In this particular case, yeah, sure, because we were needed to progress the plot, actually.
well, actually, allow me to correct you
hold on.
there. Hold on, Jova. Allow me to correct you. Allow me to correct you there, Teo. No, we need them to raise our stats, not so much. They're not technically
No,
obligatory.
I was speaking for this game.
Oh, this game, yeah, no, the sheep thing we have to do. Yes, it's part of the main campaign.
Because and then for the rest of the game, we will just unlock you super bosses if I recall.
I'll explain that better when we get to Lightning Returns. But for now, yeah,
Wait, so is this a side quest or a main quest?
it's a main quest.
It's a side quest, but it's a main quest that's camouflaged as a side quest, pretty much.
Oh, wow, it's one of those sort of.
Oh, and guess what,
quests.
guys? Apparently, these hunters have a machine that can literally control the weather.
Well, Jobat, well, Pedro, that's just like the machine that was in Cocoon. You can think they recycled that.
I just wish they would explain to me how the hell this thing works.
Wait, hold on. Tio, when was there ever mentioned that Cocoon had a machine that could control the weather?
What's the
Oh,
name of
that thing, the job. Remember in the Sunleth Waterscape where we had that
Sunleth Waterscape in the first game, remember, with Saz and Vanille.
we had
They
that
had
ball,
to
that
use the
magical
device to
ball.
change the
Yeah.
But actually, that raises
I
another
thought it was the
question.
Fal'Cie
That
that
device was
controlled the weather.
artificial, and Cocoon was weather was controlled by Fal'Cies. This is not like the case.
Well, Joe, but the thing is,
Joe,
the thing is, the game never explains it to us what that thing is. So how are we supposed to know?
Hey, wait a minute. Actually, Tio brings up a good point.
Go ahead.
So, Cocoon has a machine that can control the weather, yet we already established that the Fal'Cie do everything for them, including control the weather, even the flipping sun. So, what the heck is a machine that controls the weather doing?
Well,
here for
Jova, to be
Cocoon?
fair, this particular era we are at is like quite a few years after the fall of Cocoon, aka after.
I think it's 300 years or something.
So technology you can argue that the technology advanced quite a lot since then. So they were able to
I would
invent this.
understand that, but it sounds like that this thing came from Cocoon in the first place, though. Is
Not really.
No. I just said it has a similar functionality.
We never said it was from Cocoon.
That's what you meant. Okay,
Anyway, basically, the way it works is like this. Different weathers bring just different kind of monsters, and sometimes I think they change a bit of the layout of the level. For this particular main part of the story, you'll just need to be focused on one particular boss that will be responsible for one of the paradox, and you have to...
By the way, that fragment right there
I
was
mentioning Valhalla at the center of this.
basically, Jova. That thing is basically trying to foreshadow the big end plot twist, but it's not gonna really work because it's contrived anyway. So whatever.
Anyway,
Okay,
and
Cactus
for the rest of the game, it will, as I mentioned, it will just change in the weather. For each weather, it corresponds a particular super boss.
Yeah.
How fascinating.
I will not
Oh,
show.
it's
I will not
the,
show it.
setting-
Might as well warn right now. I will not show any super bosses outside.
So it's okay because the super bosses of Beast are all recycled pretty much.
No,
For
actually,
example, with this particular weather, the thief comes out and you have to fight Vercingetorix.
Anyway,
So, Pedro, you
ahead.
gonna have any Tomberry encounters in this playthrough?
don't worry, Job. I'm saving that for. Well, actually, no. I don't think there's anyone. Are there turnberries unlocking returns too?
Oh my god, that. I don't think so. Okay.
Sorry, Job. Sorry, Job. I
I
never found any turnberries in this playthrough, so sorry about that.
A Final Fantasy game without Tomberries. That just seems...
Remember how... I know it's a minor thing, but remember how in the first game, despite being kind of like, fantasy, mythological things like, monsters or magic, everything kind of had a more realistic kind of look, especially monster design.
Yep.
Now we have a fucking dragon out of nowhere. A straight up fantasy dragon.
Because consistency is overrated.
No, because dragons are cool.
And the funniest part is that I actually like his design.
Yeah, the dragon itself is cool. The problem is that it doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, whatever happened to poor Bahamut? Isn't he supposed to be the
he's
rest
in
of
this
the dragon?
game. Trust me, Bahamut is in this game. You'll see him.
Actually, we will not. I never showed any of it. Sorry.
No. Well, Pedro.
Oh, wait. I blocked it out of my.
Never forget.
Basically, but to get focused on this boss, basically, the dragon, as I just mentioned, is the responsible of the paradox of the Sunleth Waterscape. The problem is, apparently, he swallowed a fragment. That caused basically a time portal in his stomach. Yes, it actually happened. And he keeps swallowing flans, and the flans passes through his stomach right into the portal into the Sunleth Waterscape of the other timeline.
And that's where the big gigantic.
As stupid as it sounds.
Yeah, so there you go. The big gigantic flan we've met in the last part, it comes from here.
No, it basically keeps regenerating exactly because of this. Because apparently a dragon has a Stargate in his fucking stomach.
So we kill the dragon, right?
Yes.
Of course, we have to kill. However, we have to move along that turtle because it's blocking the way.
And that thing
so
is.
we have to change the weather too.
And at this point in the game, that thing is pretty much unkillable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
because
it be
it's one
fun
of the
if...
super bosses, actually.
Again, dragons. Wouldn't this be a good time to bring in Bahamut to face off the dragon? Do one of those cool cinematic action things.
There's a flaw in your logic, Jova. That might actually be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Dan Green?
It does
That guy sounded like a Dan Green sounded like for a bit.
Maybe it's Travis Willingham, because Travis Willingham is one of the additional voice actors, so...
Good old Travis Willingham. But yeah, you're right, he does tend to be discount Dan Green.
Alright, here we go.
So, what are we doing now?
Right now we're gonna kill...
Fighting the dragon.
Oh,
it's sad when fighting the dragon in Dragon's Lair is more fun than fighting the dragon in this game.
It is a cool looking
I don't know.
dragon,
I sometimes have
Yeah,
fun
as I
fighting
mentioned,
dragon and
one of the
Dragon's
best
Lair.
thing is the dragon's design itself, but honestly, it doesn't even live up to it because it's one of the most forgettable boss fights ever of the game.
And his roar damages you. Wait, no, it poisons. What?
Don't bother, Jova. It's just me trying to poison him.
Oh, okay. It's hard to tell because all the blue boxes are flying around.
Exactly, Jova. Allow me, I might as well bring it up since you bring it up. That's another problem I have with this stupid battle system. There's so much shit on screen. It's so incredibly easy to lose track of what's happening. I swear, in some of the latter parts of this playthrough, when I'm in the Colosseum, because I had to show the Colosseum battles because Teo would never forgive me if I didn't show Gilgamesh. And I swear to you, there was so much shit going on at the screen at one point. I literally lost track of what was going on. I completely lost track.
That's also the problem. There's also the problem. As you can see, the user interface in the bottom screen covers up a good chunk of your screen, so that's also a deterrent.
Not to mention that it's a combination.
They made a battle system.
Go ahead.
So let me get this straight. They made a battle system that is so piss easy. Okay. A battle system that's so easy, and yet you can still get lost in it just because of how complicated all the top screen looks.
Yes, it's not just that,
Sounds
Jova.
like a paradox.
It's not just the fact that they have a lot of stuff like that. It's also the fact that in some of the Coliseum battles, the camera for some reason decides to go ape shit and starts, completely switching angles for no reason.
He didn't seem to worry too much about you either, really.
Oh yeah, that's one of the big problems with these games, Shiroi. The characters themselves, a lot of the times, don't even seem like they actually react properly to situations.
It's like they're married, aren't they?
No, they're engaged. Engaged.
We were going to, but then the whole wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing happened, and then Snow departed like a complete idiot.
Because lightning's missing.
Alright, man.
So,
And
yeah.
another Just Dance look-alike music.
Yeah, this
yeah,
music
you're
is so unfitting that I just feel like the characters are actually just listening to iPods.
Well, Shiroi, if there's one thing we've learned over the course of these
this sort of
playthroughs,
music.
if there's one thing we've learned over the course of this trilogy, Shiroi, is that Motomo Toriyama's sound designer is terrible at his job. Let's not forget that scene in
Final Fantasy 13. I mean, granted, I had trouble with the sound design there, but at least the songs could be good. Actually felt fitting for a Final Fantasy game.
That's probably in another media they could be cool. And also makes me bring up another fact. It may be a minor thing, but I actually don't like the sound effect of this trailer, the sound effects in general of these games.
You're right. I just noticed
sound
that
too clean in some kind of way. And keep in mind, it's a minor thing, so it's stupid just to give a negative opinion just on the sound effects. But it's a thing that on the long line you keep hearing that. But anyway, yeah, since we killed the dragon that had the Stargate in his fucking stomach, I can't believe it. Now the flames will stop coming around in Sunleth Waterscape, so the royal rapeness should not be regenerated, should be weakened by now.
So, are we about to see another ending, since we got the whole narration thing?
No, because it's the same level of before, Jova. Basically, since now we changed the cause of a paradox, we can eliminate it permanently. So, of course, and that since that will progress the story, that means it will be no more paradox endings for this case.
Yeah.
So, here's a question. After we, fought that plan the first time, why couldn't we then just do the whole procedure of killing the dragon? Why did we have to fight him a second time and then lose?
No, that was an optional thing.
Oh, I get that.
No, that's what he means, Teo. He means that, he keeps regenerating, we get it. But couldn't they just still go back and try to find out the dragon, even after he regenerates again?
And heck. If you wanted to get the alternate ending, you could then choose to go and fight him.
Alright, Shiroi, remember how big the flan was the last time we fought him? Well, now he's like...
It's gonna be the size of our feet, isn't it?
There you go.
Agreed.
Now he's like this.
It's called mutant tomato. What the shit?
Okay. Can I ask a question, Mr. Amano? Sorry, not Amano. Sorry, Mr. Amao's son, the composer. I mean, what was wrong with the boss battle style music from the first game? Did you really have to suddenly turn this into a fucking Devil May Cry game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because boss battle themes are supposed to be epic and shit.
Okay. And in the meantime, I have a question for the story writer. Why the heck didn't Snow already just go ahead and wail on the thing when it was clearly
Jova, I
Because
think
it
you
was
should
weekend.
have several
I
questions
didn't
for
see
the story
cutscene,
writer.
Jova.
Of course.
Jova, the writers have refused to answer every single one of your questions up until this point. Why do you think they're gonna start answering you now?
Because they eventually answered me in the first game, for as bad as it turned out.
Pedro, because as we figured out, Jova is our Becky.
That too.
I hate this.
Brought to you by Shia LaBeouf.
5 stars.
Jova,
Take a
could you
shot.
share some of that positivity with the rest of the group?
Just let me get the take heart spell.
So now we're gonna have a heartfelt moment.
Maybe.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? I mean, it's not like you had an entire last venture, which you admitted you remember, or at least dreamed
You
about.
two are engaged. Act like it.
You literally care for two people frozen in carbonite more
You
than
act
your
like this is an
supposed
arranged
fiancé.
marriage
You
or something.
moron.
Sorry, Pedro, it sounds like we're taking your job of complaining towards this story.
Don't worry. By all means, keep going. I'm not.
Your fiance is just.
Your fiancé, but by the way, he's risking her ass off across
thank you,
time
Noel.
and space.
Thank you. Thank
Is-
you.
Pedro, is Toriyama going mad and actually realizing what he's doing?
Jova, Toriyama has already been mad since 2002.
No. By in going mad, is he actually...
Actually, never mind. I forgot about the panties thing with Marlene. Since 1997.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
it's
that's
like
the
he went
first
so mad that he
documented
actually
being, for all we
realized...
know, he could be responsible for who knows what.
But I'm just saying, did Toriyama just have a lapse and actually realized how stupid he was making
You
Snow?
don't understand my angst. Oh.
See, the problem is, Jove, is that the writing in this game is like it's ADHD. It sometimes there are scenes that contradict other scenes, and it's a mess. It's a complete mess.
Like, look at this.
Oh my God,
Noel
he's
is literally
actually
dodging the
kidding.
bullet by blaming Noel for his own timeline. Like,
Why?
am I supposed to feel sad?
I don't.
I don't feel anything right now.
And now
Now
Snow just
Snow-
disappears because it's not in sync with time.
I felt more sad for that yokai who was a shoe who made people wear steps, wear that thing with the girl with the mom in the hospital, and that segment lasted like what, 5 minutes?
Wait.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Theo?
Wait a minute. So, Snow's being erased in this timeline because he was part of the paradox, and he...
Sarah, weren't you paying attention just this timeline?
So, here's
So now
the
you
question.
care. So now you care. You didn't.
Not only that, but why is it that they themselves haven't been affected by any of this?
Okay.
Because they
mean-
Okay. Allow me.
They can travel between the Historia Crux being always doing bad on a more rough way.
Okay. I apologize. I kind of talked over a bit, so allow me to explain. Basically, the explanation they give is that now that we've destroyed the Flan, the original reason that Snow came here never existed to begin with. It never existed anywhere. So technically, Snow never actually had the reason to even come here. So now technically, him existing here never happened. So basically, the Snow of this particular part never existed because in the past, Snow never actually came here. You get what I'm going with this?
And the reason he vanished
Yeah, I
is
do.
because he's a Lassie, apparently.
Time travel bullshittery, basically.
Yeah. Don't worry,
So-
Bo. We're gonna see him before the game.
You see what I mean about what I said at the beginning? The people who made Final Fantasy XIII attempting a time travel paradox story. This is the most surefire recipe for disaster if there ever was one.
Not to sad, not just that,
Sonic
but
06
they're
did
also
the time
trying...
travel thing better.
And that's sad because we're talking about Sonic 06 here.
Not only what you said, Pedro, but when you think about it, Miko, it's one thing to have a time paradox story, but here's the thing. They're making a time paradox... this game is messing with my tongue. A time paradox story that is tying in rules of being a Lassie. So apparently the reason he's affected directly is also because he's a Lassie. So apparently if you're not a Lassie, you will not be affected by immediate timeline changes according to the story. So, if that's the case, what if you're a Sieve? Is the story actually going to go into that? Oh, what am I kidding?
Well,
Huh?
I don't know actually.
Wait, what? What was that?
We're gonna see Sif and a time traveling affliction of what happens to some Sif, but it's a bit complicated. It's best if you see for yourself.
Okay. Basically, to
Also,
sum
more
up my...
potential inspiration from lightning. Fuck off!
Oh, God. Basically, to sum up my issue with this, it's one thing when you're doing a time paradox story, but when you're doing a time paradox story with the way time travel works in this particular game, already complex as it is, you really need to have a master writer at hand to actually
This
make
is all
things make
complete
sense from the
bullshit.
get-go. Yeah, what's yours?
So yeah, let's get it. So yeah, now we're gonna get the artifact so we can open up a new level or new era, as this game calls it.
So what have we accomplished though, aside from
Jova,
basically you solve the paradox, and the fragment we're getting will unlock a new time that may have been affected by paradox, and where lightning may be. You know,
Jova,
remember,
I could tell you right now.
The quest is supposed to be searching for lightning across time and space.
Jova, I could tell you right now, Jova, what exactly we accomplished. But in order to do that, I would have to spoil the ending of this game, because the ending of this game is quite the doozy. So
even worse than the ending of the last.
Oh no, Jova! The ending of Final Fantasy XIII wishes it could be this terrible.
Jova, I told you multiple times, the ending of 13, the original game, is like, I don't need, not even gold, platinum compared to the endings of 13-2 and Lightning.
I don't believe you.
Shiroi, do you really not believe do you really not believe this man's ability to suck ever and ever more?
I'm trying not to believe that somebody could be this bad at their job.
Poor innocent.
You know what? How can this guy still keep his job and I can't get a job?
Beats me, Shiroi.
Beats me. Trust me, Shiroi. The fact that this guy is still employed at Square-Enix is a mystery to everyone except whoever hired him.
Oh, then again, there's a new president, so maybe he'll have to finally buck up and
it's because there are people who are actually fan of these things, even though it boggles my mind.
Well, someone's gonna
here's my
make
theory.
Let it be.
Here's my theory.
Oh, look.
The reason for
you are still pointless.
Allow what?
It is not for me to decide.
I'm gonna.
She's going to die or something, isn't she?
And
let's talk as cryptically as possible. Yeah, great, beautiful scene, guys, beautiful. And yeah, now
Pedro here.
So yeah, now the plot is okay, because the plot is apparent, because so after Snow's quote-unquote death, even though it's not nothing like that, the game figured, okay, we've had too much plot in the last 20 minutes. Let's slow things to a crawl with some filler sitting around and talking about nothing.
So okay, in the meantime, while we're still loading, seriously, Pedro, here's my theory on why Toriyama has not been fired yet. See, he was one of the people who had a big involvement in Final Fantasy VII, one of the greatest successes.
He was the cutscene. He was in charge of the cutscenes, if I remember correctly.
And some of his ideas, even back then, were beyond questionable.
Okay. From what I hear, he was the event designer, which did involve also a lot of the action scenes.
I think it's one of those things where he's been in the company for so many years. I think it's one of those things where he's been in the company for so many years now that basically he's friends with everybody. Basically.
Yeah, that too. Seniority.
Even if they think he's a weirdo.
Now the thing is, Shiroi, remember it's Japan. In Japan, there's no such thing as weird.
But his co-workers have called him strange.
True.
That's really bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically, I'd say it's a mixture of seniority
Especially
and to his...
the Japanese entertainment industry seems to not know where the line is.
All right. Since the game itself is not really advancing the story or even caring about trying to do anything, I'm just gonna go quickly off topic so I can say something. All right, Shiroi, I should send you a link right there. It's you can get it used like new, so you don't have to.
We're gonna learn something about Yuo?
No, Jova. There's no such thing as character development for Yuo. Trust me. The Yuo might as well be a blow-up doll that gets carried around by Kaios. Trust me.
By the end of the game, we will know. I think even less from what we when
No, we learn nothing about her except for her name. Literally, she has. It's not even one of those cases where she's thin and underdeveloped. No, she's beyond thin and underdeveloped. She literally has zero character outside of being a fortune teller. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Not even a sarcastic line here and there. No, nothing. She literally does nothing but spout exposition. Ugh.
So
even Sid from the first game, at least at some point eventually. And even Sid at some point in the first game at least revealed some kind of evil agenda. Yule doesn't even have that. Ugh. Go ahead, Shiroi, go ahead.
So
No, I'm looking at the link.
Yeah. Basically, Shiro, you can buy this used like new, like in that thing. Basically, since you buy a used, you won't give Konami any of your money. It has Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid VR missions, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Basically, it has pretty much all of the games except for 5.
And 5 is on Steam.
Yeah, 5 is on pretty much every console.
Yeah.
It's on PS3, 360, Xbox One, PS4, Steam. It's everywhere except the handhelds, basically.
But it's
And
not
in the description, in the
Excuse me,
I've
Tail?
also bought thingy as Tales of Graces, but I own the first press copy of that.
Okay. Basically, to close out what I was saying about Toriyama, I hate to say it, but to give credit where credit is due, he has done quite a bit of good for the company. I'm not saying nowadays, but back in the day when, of course, he was kept on a leash better. It's like, he's the sort of person who works better when they're not the leader, shall we say.
No, it does not.
I will save that for later.
But basically, Shiro, it's everything. It's everything. Every game is on the disc except for Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 1 is included as a voucher code, so you can basically log into PlayStation Network. But it's like a Steam code, basically. It works like a Steam code.
You know, it's kind of
But
a
can that
shame they
only
never
be
did
used
make
once
that
per
HD
person, though?
remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 that was rumored.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Shiro, if you want, I can always share my my US account with you, and you'll be able to just download it from there and use the code for someone else. Because were you intending to give that code to someone else?
Oh, thank you.
What code?
Basically, Jova, in the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection, Metal Gear Solid doesn't come in the actual disc. It comes as a voucher to download the PS1 classic version of it on PSN, basically.
That sounds a bit tempting. I wonder if I should use that version for my recording, or if I'm just
Well, no,
good
you need a PS3 for that, though.
Oh, it's PS3. Never mind.
Yeah,
you
the
know
voucher
what?
code comes in a PS3 collection, so...
You know, it's always boggled the mind as to why they haven't gotten around to, re-releasing that stuff for the PS4.
Well, that's up to Konami, and we all know how Konami thinks about.
And honestly, if they re-release it,
Oh
we have
boy,
to buy it and give
Academia
Konami that
for
money,
100
and
years.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, we're about to get one of what is sure to be one of Teo's favorite places.
Oh no, is that what I think it is?
I don't think you.
I don't want to
that
know.
area.
I don't want to know.
It's nothing from the first game, so there's no way you can know what that is. Trust me.
Back to
But that
Metal Gear.
area looks like a certain carnival or park. Is
Oh,
that
you mean Serendipity? Yeah, no, Serendipity. Okay, remember how Serendipity in the first game had 0 attractions?
Yeah, the now.
Let me guess. This is going to be they're trying to compensate for that. aren't they?
Yeah, and doing very poorly.
We're gonna have
so-
Chocobo. We're gonna have Chocobo races, except they're nowhere near as fun as in 7. We're gonna have We're gonna have poker. Yes, they're so lazy that instead of actually coming up with their own card games like Kuni did, they just made poker. But put poker as one of the games.
Basically, they're gonna also make Final Fantasy 7-8 look good in comparison.
Yeah, I guess, but I still hate that remaster though. See ya next part, everybody.
See ya.